Hello language learners, it's Maddie here again from English with Maddie, and today I'm so excited to welcome you back to another reading practice video. Today we are reading an article about none other than the ocean. I love learning about the ocean. I don't know about you, but whenever I see a new documentary that takes us under the sea while we are safe at home, I absolutely have to watch it. I love learning about everything there is, especially the things that are deep down at the very bottom that we can't see easily if we go to the beach or even go scuba diving. So I today am going to be reading the advanced level text from my article called Under the Sea. The advanced level text is about a page and a half long, so it is on the lengthy side, but I hope you will find it as interesting as I do, so you will want to keep reading. As always, go ahead and click the link down below this video. You will find a link that will bring you to the English with Maddie website, where I have this article as well as the listening practice version of the article and everything else you might want if you are not as advanced of a learner, or if you need some extra study guides or study help. I have a ton of resources for you. I, of course, will be putting all of the words that I read at the bottom of the screen. So if you don't want to or don't feel like downloading the material just yet, don't worry, you can definitely still study along and be quite successful. I also always recommend that you keep some kind of notebook and pen next to you while you are watching one of my English with Maddie videos, so that if you come across a word or phrase that is a little bit hard or confusing, you can make a note of that and come back to it later after you've finished watching the video. So let me get into our reading practice for this week. Again, Under the Sea advanced level text. I will be trying to read a little bit more at my natural pace. If it feels too fast, please go ahead and listen to this video again, and or head to my website, the English with Maddie website, and check out an easier version of this text that might be helpful to you. All right, let's dive in. Contrary to the simplistic and easily comprehensible images laid out in The Little Mermaid, which you are likely thinking about now, having been triggered automatically by my choice of Under the Sea as the title of this piece, the ocean is as complex as it is vast. Experts suggest that as much as 80% of the oceans that cover Earth's surface remain unknown, and much of what is known is so wild it is nearly unbelievable. As you sink into the depths of the ocean, light vanishes, pressure increases, and temperatures drop. Organisms that thrive in shallower waters would likely not survive the depths of the ocean. Most people are familiar with the plants and animals closer to the surface, particularly in the intertidal and epipelagic zones. These creatures are easy to spot from shore while fishing or diving. There are a plethora of articles, documentaries, and yes, appearances in popular culture to highlight anything from dolphins to coral, sharks to turtles. But the creatures that lurk far below these animals are drastically different. They have to be in order to survive the completely different atmosphere. After passing through the mesopelagic or twilight zone, there is absolutely no sunlight that reaches into the water, leaving the water looking completely black. However, this does not mean there is no light. In fact, one incredible trait of many creatures living below the mesopelagic layer is that they create their own light through bioluminescence, which is a chemical reaction that creates light without heat. Though there are many forms of bioluminescence and reasons for its existence, one commonly known example is the anglerfish, which has a glowing fishing lure protruding from its head to entice curious prey. The deeper you travel into the depths of the ocean, the greater the pressure. High pressure can distort biomolecules such as proteins. However, the animals found in these deep and high pressure locations appear to have pressure-resistant biomolecules present. Unfortunately, there is not much known about these unique biomolecules, as nearly every animal retrieved for study died upon being brought to the ocean's surface. Just as animals in the intertidal or mesopelagic layers would die upon traveling too deep into the sea, these deep sea creatures cannot adjust their bodies to the new temperatures, pressures, etc. that exist on the journey up. There are many scientists studying methods for retrieving and studying sea creatures, but as of yet, things such as pressure adaptations have been studied in animals only as far as 5,000 meters into the ocean, leaving scientists unsure whether the same pressure-resistant biomolecules exist or not in animals who are capable of survival at 11,000 meters deep. Another incredibly curious adaptation or evolution that has occurred in deep sea creatures is something called deep sea gigantism. In other words, creatures at the bottom of the sea tend to be enormous, and for reasons that are not very well understood. One would imagine that with everything already discussed, lack of sunlight, high pressure, freezing temperatures, coupled with food-poor habitats, that it would be impossible for an animal, much less many animals, to grow to such an impossibly large size. Crustaceans are often called insects of the sea, with their small size and location in lakes and oceans around the world. In 2012, a crustacean-like giant amphipod was found 7,000 meters deep near New Zealand that was 20 times the size of the ones found near the surface. These creatures have only been spotted a few times throughout the past 100 years, so the chance to truly study these amphipods and the reasons behind their size has not yet presented itself. As technology advances, there are more ways to explore the ocean as far down as it goes. For quite some time, exploration with sonar technology was the only viable way to map what was at the bottom of the sea. Though today, things are slowly changing as new methods are created and adapted. However, it is incredibly expensive and time-intensive, so the process and rate of discovery is relatively slow. As time goes on, it will be interesting what else we can learn from the creatures that exist under the sea. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tiny peek into ocean life at the very bottom of the ocean. Of course, if you do check out the study guide, I have a list of vocabulary words that I think might be important to know as you are reading this text. Of course, there might be words that are not on my list that you might have found confusing, and if there were, definitely make a note, look them up, and if you have the chance, definitely talk them over with a native speaker or your English teacher. As always, I welcome comments down below this video. Let me know what you liked, let me know what you learned, let me know if there was anything particularly challenging or difficult in this article. I hope it could be a great help for you as you are studying and on your own English language journey. Make sure to subscribe down below to English with Maddie if you haven't already, to make sure you don't miss any future reading practice episodes, as well as all of the other content I create here. Until next time, happy studying!